Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys.
It's me again. I didn't go anywhere. This is filmed a while ago, but we are in the middle of Sideshow New York Con. This is our Sideshow New York Con art gallery, and boy, howdy do we have some art to show people.
Yes, hi guys, I'm Amy Chase, and we are so excited to take a closer look at some amazing art pieces that we have here that are available at sideshow.com, but we're, elevating the gallery experience, kind of taking our own trip to New York and showing you guys our own museum here.
Now, whether you are a fan of DC, Marvel, Star Wars, or everything else in the Geekverse, we've got something for you. We're gonna go through them individually, and if there's anything you wanna know about more of these, just follow the link that you're gonna see on your screen for all of these pieces.
But again, we are in the middle of New York Con that runs from October 3rd to the 9th, and if you haven't already registered for this super awesome event, you're gonna wanna go to side.show/NYCon to register, and registration gets you $10 in Sideshow rewards instantly for your Sideshow account, as well as other exclusive benefits and perks. So you'll wanna check that out again, side.show/NYCon. And that runs all the way through October 3rd through the 9th. Now, I wasn't even gonna ask where we're gonna get started because Paul's already chosen for us. We're gonna start in the DC section.
Amy, look who it is. It's our friend Olivia.
Amazing, amazing place to start. We've got the Little Bird fine art print by artist Olivia De Berardinis. And if you're not already familiar with artist Olivia, she is a world-renowned pinup artist.
Where have you been?
Yeah, seriously.
Where have you been?
And this is one of her many beautiful tributes to a fan favorite Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer.
From where she put an actual bird in her mouth. That's insane.
Yes. So
I've even tried holding a bird, and it didn't go well for me.
Art print program director Gracie is a bird aficionado. She's an expert in holding birds, but I don't think anyone has ever tried holding a bird in their mouth quite like this. This is, of course, from that iconic moment. I love the way that Olivia renders the suit, because you can see there's some highly detailed parts of the sheen on that signature stitched up cat suit, but all these other unique places where you can see her quick brush strokes and the gestures that create the visual, but the portrait is so highly rendered.
And the brush stroke of that gold behind her, where you can see sort of where the brush itself maybe came off the canvas, and that gold is such a great choice against the red on her lips, the colors of the bird. There's even a little bit of gold on the bird's little belly there.
I believe this is a particular type of finch. If it is not correct, I will be hearing from Gracie.
Please, actually, Amy, in the comments, if it is not a finch.
All you bird scholars. But speaking of that gold, these prints come hand-signed by artist Olivia, and they come with a certificate of authenticity. So if you're interested in adding that to your collection, you can go to the link on the screen and do that right now. But we've got even more
Staying
to take a
in
look
the
at.
world of DC. Now this is Paul Hernandez day 1 of New York Con. The end of it after all of the many streams. Well, it's not me, but this is the Two-Face art print. Again, this is by Florian Bertimer. I mean, as long as I've been at Sideshow, this is maybe one of the first solo Two-Face art prints I've seen.
Yeah, and it's so unique because it's not particularly based in any specific comic book moment or movie moment, but it is just kind of the idealized portrait of him with a really unique background going on here. Of course, we can see as the representation of Gotham also changes with Blind Lady Justice on one side, and she's
not so blind on that one.
I preferred the blindfold, I think.
Even the, you know me, I love a good hair detail, personally. A good coif. And like the purples that you see in the back of this skyline here, and it carries over into the hair strands. While it may look like split in the middle and it's different, the colors all do work really well together.
Yes, and so we've got like those unique yellows that are kind of signature to this side of the piece, but those softer blue tones that carry throughout.
The teeth underneath and the eye.
I was gonna say the sinew, the detail you can see in the muscles here. It's got a comic book quality to it, but it's also got some disturbing realism to it.
Yeah, no one does messed up jaw better than Two-Face, even Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex, it's pretty close, but Two-Faced has got the worst jawline in the DC Comics universe. I love him.
Taking him to task.
Absolutely.
Now this is available both as an unframed G-Clay, but you guys are seeing the custom framed edition available on our website. It does come with a framing grade clear acrylic over the front when you order it, but here in the gallery we've taken the acrylic off so you can see the full print here. And it's got an authorized automated artist signature and a custom double matte that has a hand-picked accent color that brings in those purpley blues going on in that print.
It's beautiful. It's such a fun art print. Now, if there are any more details you'd like to know on this print, just follow the link that you're gonna see on your screen. By the time you guys have seen this, this is going to all be on our website as well. But we've got to move on to another fun cast of characters here.
So you like one villain with two faces. How about almost 20 different villains?
That's a lot of coins.
That's a
ton of coins.
Ton of coins.
Big day for Two-Face.
Big day.
Big day for him. This is the Infinitely Evil art print by Alex Ross.
None other than comic book legend Alex Ross. This is a New York Comic Con exclusive for Alex Ross art, and Sideshow is distributing it. This piece features so many iconic DC Comics villains in that signature photorealistic style, and I love the diversity of the characters we've got going on here. From Giganta to Gorilla Grodd to this version of Toyman. Like that's such a cool
Parasite,
design.
just so many people that are so unique and important to the DC heroes that we're gonna see in just a second.
Speaking of those color tones, it has a very cool, not cool like radical, but like cool as in cold colors.
It can be both things.
It can be, yes.
It can be both things.
I mean, when Alex Ross is involved, absolutely, but it just really draws in those colors of the pale makeup on the Joker and Bizarro's signature color scheme, Captain Cold, the metallic sheen on Black Manta there. Alex Ross prints also come hand-signed by Alex Ross. This is a print proof that is not hand-signed, but yours will be hand-signed by the legend himself, Alex Ross.
Yeah, these are so much fun, and there's a ton of details that are so important to these particular characters. Like, I didn't even notice Brainiac holding the scalpel.
Oh.
Here.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's constantly like opening up other androids and other people and studying them. There's just so many fun details. One of the coolest details you will see is the villains are placed where their hero counterparts are on the next art print that we're gonna show you all. This is Infinitely Heroic by Alex Ross, of course.
And you guys can see we've immediately got the warmer, brighter, hopeful colors here. And as Paul mentioned, we've got a lot of heroes in place where their villains may have stood. Not all of them are a one-to-one match, but there's great characters included here. Of course, we've got the Trinity, we've got most of the JLA Reserve.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Reserve, because this is from Justice #1, which is a comic from 2005. I believe this was issue 1, this was a variant, and the Infinitely Evil that you saw was issue 2, the variant for those as well, and it was like the full double spread. No one does it quite like Alex Ross.
The gateway or wraparound variant.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, and I also just love specifically, because Batman's such a grouch, that you can see how stoic he is, and the Joker is laughing in the other one. It's so much fun.
And I love that we've got some of those metallic sheens coming on throughout here. I also, this is my favorite part, I think, with Elongated Man and Plastic Man.
Plastic Man.
The expression is just so, the way that he's highlighted the brow on Ralph Dibny's face is just like perfection.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
I also love that Martian Manhunter's dead center.
Yeah.
I love him because he could technically be any of them in any given moment if he needed to be. And this was actually a New York Comic Con exclusive for Alex Ross.
Yes, again, just fabulous, fabulous details. And when you get up close, you can see how clean and clear the brush strokes, the colors on the chests are, the shadows. I mean, this is almost a solid dark shape, but it's just so evocative, and he does such an amazing job. Like Infinitely Evil, this will come hand-signed with a certificate of authenticity as well.
Yeah, and so we're focusing on another hero, but from a bit of a different time. We are moving over to the Batman fine art print by Chris Skinner.
Yes, and this is of course based on the recent film, The Batman. Tons of amazing details in this, and the more you look, the more you notice about what the Riddler has done to kind of tease Bruce Wayne out in this situation.
The perspective on this is pretty unique too. It's skewed at an angle. It almost reminds me as if like I was just someone that Batman just beat up, and I was kind of like getting up and I was looking at all of this from an angle.
What did you do to deserve that, Paul?
Jaywalking, that's on me. That was on me.
Jaywalking
Yeah, I'm jaywalking here.
Yeah, I really do love that the perspective is actually focused also on the vehicle. Batman he's skulking through the shadows, and you see the headlights, you're almost caught in them. We've got Unmask the Truth, we've got all the question mark symbols.
Yeah, just so much fun, and of course we've got the bat symbol there that Jim Gordon has lit up, and yeah, just the Gotham skyline.
I literally just noticed this as we were...
I didn't even notice her.
Tippy top, we've got Catwoman.
Wow.
Illuminated by just a passing light refraction there.
Wow, I've been looking at this for a couple days now. I didn't notice that.
And I love that we've got kind of the warmer reds and yellows down here, and then it gets really cold up top, the nighttime in Gotham.
Yeah, and again, this is by Chris Skinner. If you guys have any questions, you want to see more about this, just follow the link that you see on your screen. Now we have something that may seem a little familiar to you. If you've been hanging around on Sideshow.com looking at some premium format figures, it's Power Girl.
It's Power Girl by Kendrick Lim, aka Kanka. The statue that goes with this piece was on display at our San Diego Comic-Con booth, so you may have seen that either on a booth tour or in person. But yes, as Paul mentioned, this is based on our premium format figure, a perfect companion piece, though sold separately. And that's one of the things that Sideshow Art Print strives to do, is give you a storytelling experience. There's beautiful pieces like those Alex Rosses that are available. They were former variant covers, but then there's also original artwork that is meant to complement the storytelling of Sideshow's statues. And so you can have kind of a different dimension in your collection.
And it really gives Power Girl like a bit of a moment, because normally she's someone that you've seen like in the JLA, but with that premium format and this behind it, it really allows, you know, Power Girl to enter your collection where she should be, rightfully so. I mean,
not in the context of her cousin or her, you know, other counterparts from different Earths. This is Power Girl front and center, taking the stage. And I love that she's got this halo of light. We've got the lens flare even coming in over her shoulders. All these like
wisps around. I love this wisp that's around her right foot there. This wisp.
Yeah, just such a great job, and we've got just the beautiful, beautiful kind of dawn and cloud colors coming through. And this is available for pre-order on our website right now. Actually, it might be in stock now, but you can check that out on the link below. Now, speaking of clouds and beauty, we're gonna take it on over to the world of Critical Role, which, Paul, I'm gonna let you handle this one.
Oh, thank you. So, hey, Amy. Well, you know, we have been, I've been trying, right? We've talked about this multiple times. I've gone through some of the campaigns, and I've let Amy just put the phone on speaker and just go. And this is from, remind me again what campaign this is from?
This is campaign 2, the Mighty Nine, and this is actually my personal favorite character.
Yasha.
This is a great look at Yasha. This is the Yasha Nidoran, champion of the Stormlord fine art print by artist Robson Michel. A great, great focus on this character who had an amazing arc, but through the beginning of the campaign, Ashley Johnson, you know, was flipping between filming for Blind Spot and the show, so she didn't have as much time. So this is a really great piece that pays tribute to her kind of emotional journey.
Amy, there's a lot going on here.
Yes.
Is there a face here?
Yes, this is a representation of the Stormlord. He comes to her in visions, in storms, the wind is picking up, there's a soft rainfall coming and the kind of lightning at her back, but she's got a kind of quiet, contemplative moment here, which is very in her personality, but very counter to the idea of the fact that she's kind of the brawler. She's constantly fighting and taking hits for the team. She's got her sword, Magician's Judge, here, and then she's sitting in a beautiful field of flowers, not only with the purples and blues that match her heterochromia eyes, but the blues are forget-me-nots. She's all about the language of flowers and pressing them into books for her late wife. Just a lot of really great details here, as well as the symbol of the Stormlord.
Oh, there it is, yeah. And I love just seeing all of like the, I mean, what would you call it, battle damage? But she's got, you know, she's got years on her there. You can see all the various scars, and again, just the detail on the hair as well.
She's got this kind of ombre, you can see the braids. She even looks a little bit like Ashley Johnson, which I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but probably.
It's not on purpose, right?
And this is part of our Critical Role collection from Sideshow. You can go to side.show/Critical Role to see this and other art prints from all 3 campaigns, actually. Vox Machina, Mighty Nine, and Bell's Hells. And we have another piece from the Mighty Nine, if you'd like to.
Our green friend.
Join. Yes, our green friend, who's also had some, you know, crazy adventures with different deities and patrons kind of influencing his adventure. This is Ford Reforged, which you should definitely look at how that's spelled on the website.
It's fun.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Can I say my joke, Amy?
Yes.
I was Fjord Reforged.
And we'll be hearing from Critical Role.
And Amy said, nope. Don't say that. And I
Remember,
did.
he's Ford tough. But this is actually, you see how strong he is here, but it's also showing the double-edged sword that is dealing with different deities. We've got the Wild Mother here at the cliffs of Nicodranus, and she's almost pouring the healing over him as
that halo that he finds himself in.
Yeah, while underneath the water, we've got the tentacles of Ukatoa.
There's like this marine life underneath. It's like
this Leviathan.
It's so cool.
Yeah, always kind of just there and beneath him, but he's plunging his sword into it almost as if to say that he's done with that part of his history. And this is by artist Couple of Kooks, who's a very popular Critical Role fan artist as well, so we were so excited to work with them. Beautiful, beautiful colors, all the blues and the kind of reflection of the water and the light here, and then we've got that stark white of the cliffs. Such a beautiful piece.
Now, Couple of Kooks, they did a great job with this piece. Amy, would you say that like this, like the marine life and the cliffs behind him is important to for its character, like
yes.
specifically?
Yes, extremely important. And the fact that it is bisected, you've got the kind of before and after, the past he's trying to leave behind, but it's still got its tentacles around him. And yeah, this is absolutely a brighter path forward under the guidance of the Wild Mother.
I mean, it looks good, and it just further shows, like, don't go to the beach without a sword. You never know what's lurking underneath.
Seriously. Riptide, bring out the sword.
Now, again, for this piece and all the pieces we've shown so far, just follow the link below or side.show/NYCon.
Yes, and if you're just joining us, again, this is our elevated New York Con gallery. It is Sideshow New York Con going on from October 3rd through the 9th. You can go to side.show/NYCon to also register for our event, which scores you $10 in Sideshow rewards instantly for your account, as well as awesome exclusive perks that you can find on our webpage there. Now, we're gonna take it to a galaxy far, far away.
Far away.
This, you know, I love all of our art prints equally, and they all have amazing different merits and different formats, but this canvas framed version, this is Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith. This is probably the ultimate Darth Vader for me.
And especially with, again, the angle that it's at, and even if it's just slightly above your eye line, like just feeling Vader staring down at you is so intimidating. It's so menacing.
100% you're not on his level.
I don't know if it rains on Mustafar at all, but it almost looks like you can see the heat and the energy coming off his saber, like if rain were to be hitting it, but I think it's just power emitting from it.
Or like the smoke catching the light. This is by artist Darren Tan, who has done other Star Wars prints with us before, and you guys are seeing the canvas framed version. This has a floating black matte frame, so you can kind of see the floating means there's a bit of a divide in the frame between the art and that, so it doesn't run up to the border. It is printed using certified archival materials and cleared with a protective varnish to last longer in your collection.
And you know what's interesting, Amy, is we've shown some of these prints that have that double matte, right? Like one color on the outside of the frame will accent the colors. And that's not normally the case with these floating frames, but it looks so good with the black on his costume.
Yes.
Like it looks incredible. I think that's part of the illusion of this perspective.
Yeah, and again, we've got that one kind of streak of bluish colors that give the highlight to the helmet, but it is
castle back here too.
Yeah. Just so dark, and those large kind of chunky brush strokes you can see of the embers really gives a sense of movement and action to this piece.
Totally.
It's amazing.
Yeah, Darren Tan does a wonderful job of using perspective and light and specifically colors. All right, everyone, and again, any of the information you would like to see about this incredible print by Darren Tan, just check the link that is on your screen. Amy, there's a disturbance in the Force. Is there? Should we move to the other side of the Force?
Take it to the other side.
Let's do it.
All right, up next we've got the Yoda Luminous Beings fine art print by artist Jerry Vanderstelt. Now again, world-renowned name in fantasy artwork. You may recognize his style from his Lord of the Rings pieces, but we've also had the privilege of doing several Star Wars prints with him, including this amazing piece. And you guys are seeing the canvas variant as well. So like with Darth Vader, this is the canvas version of Yoda, but it's also available as an unframed or framed Vigilante.
Absolutely. In that floating frame, you see, again, it gives that impression that the image itself is floating.
This is what is called a gallery wrapped canvas, so you can actually see the canvas of the image going down the side in that gap, and it wraps around. But this is the full image that you get to see.
Yeah, quite a bit of floating goes on in Dagobah. So
yes,
yeah, it's only fitting. And again, another really, really great use of perspective on this. It sort of gives you the impression that you're looking up at this one, as we saw with Vader.
Yes, much less intimidating than Vader. It's more awe-inspiring. I mean, you don't judge him by his size, but he's an aspirational figure, a teacher, a mentor maybe. So whether you're sitting on the ground of the swamp, though I wouldn't necessarily recommend sitting in the swamp.
Put a blanket down.
Or, maybe you're upside down, balancing there. You're looking up to Yoda as he's giving that kind of luminous being speech. And everything, you can see the living force permeates all of this. I mean, you gotta look with your mind's eye and also your Jedi senses, but the living force is in everything, from the rocks to the trees to Yoda.
You got his hut back here as well, someone's home, you can tell, and I do love that.
Not to be confused with the Tatooine huts.
No, very, very, very different. The trees that we see up there too also sort of frame Yoda a little bit more, just kind of drawing the eye to the real star of the show.
Yes, just lots of beautiful highlights throughout this piece. Jerry Vanderstelt has done an amazing job. We've also worked with him for a couple of Mandalorian-themed pieces, if that's your jam. But again, all of this signature beauty, the detail of the galaxy environment, he's taken us to so so many different planets with all of his different artwork.
And Grumpy Snake.
It's so cute, and you can see the texture of the scales, which is
It's
really
so
enhanced
insane.
by the canvas, because the canvas has a texture to it as well.
Like, no detail is omitted in any of Jerry's work, and you can see there all the various details on the branch, all of the like, almost like weathering that you can sort of see on like the on his cane and his cape.
You can see where his sleeves are like threadbare.
It's wonderful. It's so good.
Beautiful. Again, this is the gallery wrapped canvas Yoda Luminous Beings by Jerry Vanderstelt, also available as an unframed or a framed giclée on our website. And now we have one more Star Wars piece to show you guys. We're back with Darren Tan.
We sure are.
This time we're taking it to the Separatists. We've got the dark, the light, and the Separatist wrapping.
And everything in between.
This is the General Grievous fine art print by Darren Tan.
If you were watching during San Diego Comic-Con, this is where you had first seen it. We did debut it there, but we've got it isolated. You can get a much better look here. Again, it is on our website now. And another great use by Darren of the light and the perspective. My imagination just puts me like I just got chopped in half by Grievous here. I'm one of these battle droids.
Yeah, you've got
sure.
You've got the foot stomping forward. Brilliant use of like sparks and embers we see with the lightsabers. And it makes a great companion to Sideshow's General Grievous premium format figure as well, because we've got a very similar kind of pose,
which is in stock.
Yes, it is in stock. You can check out our out of the box video for that as well on our YouTube channel.
Nice plug, Amy.
Thanks, I'm in that video. Lots of motion in this piece. A lot going on, even in the background with the trails of smoke and flame as he is defending this outpost, or this might be a starship, or this kind of might be
Utapau, where he battles Kenobi.
Yeah, kind of that vibe. Anywhere in the galaxy, in his
giving Utapau.
lightsabers, ready to fight down.
And I love all of the ships that you can see. It's almost hard to break away from Grievous, but if you do take a second and break away from Grievous, you can see all of the various actions.
If he lets you break away.
That's true.
And this is the framed version you're seeing with a unique matte design. It doesn't have the typical double matte. I believe this might be just a single matte, but it's got the gold outline around the image frame, so you guys can see that there. It's slightly different than what we offer because they're all custom fitted and designed to complement the print that you're seeing.
Yeah, or they exist on the outside of it. And this gold is a bit of a different gold than you're seeing here, but it does a really, really great job of sort of bolstering the entire print. Well, we are hitting light speed. We're stepping away from that galaxy, but we're staying in space.
Yeah, we're gonna zoom out. We're gonna go off the planet's surface, and we're gonna head across the multiverse to the Captain Marvel fine art print by Stanley Art Germ Lau, a fan favorite variant cover artist. And this was one of 2 variant covers he designed for Captain Marvel.
Short hair as well, right?
Yes,
so the short hair.
We have the long hair version. There's also a short haired version, as we saw with Alex Ross. This is one of the things that we love doing at the Sideshow Art Print program, is taking a piece previously only available as a comic book and making it a fine art giclée for you. So again, this is the cover for Captain Marvel #1 from 2019, I believe. Beautiful design work. You guys can see her kind of new or modern costume going on here with the explosion of a planet behind her.
Yeah, and I love that you can see the light coming up underneath her hair and how it's reflecting on her suit as well. Really fun detail that she's holding that sash. I don't know why, I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's just a really interesting little detail. I love that we've got kind of this nova energy or like nebulous energy coming off of here.
Very cosmic.
And this almost reminds me of her binary form. You know?
Oh.
They didn't get to binary till a little bit later in that comics run. If you haven't caught up yet, I'm sorry.
Spoilers.
Not a huge spoiler, but you know, when she takes on that more fiery appearance, as well as just some space rock exploding out. This is Art Germ's signature style. Very beautiful, very graceful and powerful, but also has that kind of a comic book quality to it.
Right, and again, very, very cosmic and very sort of stoic, which I think would encapsulate everything that Carol is. Now, speaking of stoic and well put together and digested, we've got Deadpool.
Great segue, unlike his scooter that he's absolutely destroying. Now, unlike Captain Marvel, this is original artwork created for Sideshow, but it was made to look like Deadpool's bursting through a comic book cover.
Absolutely, and this is another incredible companion piece to the premium format that we do offer. I love the detail of the exclusive version because it's got the cable doll.
Yes.
I love it.
And this was created by artist Mixel Cho, who Marvelites might recognize. He is an incredible artist for Marvel Future Revolution and a lot of their mobile games, a lot of those iconic character designs. I even love that in the destruction, we kind of see the lead up to crashing. We've even got onomatopoeia that is physically just being blasted.
So it says wham, for everyone wondering.
Wham. Deadpool's a huge fan of their music, or I don't know, maybe he is, maybe he isn't.
Definitely.
But we've got the explosion coming through, and you can see all those shreds of paper, which I guarantee when you order your fine art giclée, it will not be torn apart, but it's a great effect,
it sure is,
of course, in the image. And I believe there is an HD aluminum version of this as well, but you guys are seeing the giclée with the custom double matte for the framed edition.
Yeah, such a great piece, and again, just the red doing a great job of framing Deadpool. And again, if there's anything on this particular piece or any of the pieces that you've seen today, just follow the link below, or while you're here, side.show/NYCon. Now, Amy did mention that this does come in an aluminum HD. We've got some aluminum HD prints here for you.
And who better to have them than Magneto, and then we'll get to this guy in a little bit.
It's Magneto.
It's a very attractive format for Magneto. This is the HD aluminum. This is the first time we're featuring it in this gallery, but it's been on previous tours before. It is a beautiful Chromolux metal sheet that has the image imprinted with inkjet inks into it, dye sublimated into the image. What you get as a result is this incredibly glossy, easy to clean, and extremely durable image that has just this beautiful reflective quality to it. I just got my first HD aluminum art print, and like, I wish you guys could be here in our gallery in person to see it. It's so beautiful. Again, this is Magneto by In-hyuk Lee.
Yeah, and it does such a great job, these HD aluminums, of bringing the specific color exactly to where it's supposed to be. And the blue of his magnetism mixing with the reds and the purples of Magneto's costume, you can just see like the shadow of these colors. And it really, really, really does pop on these HD aluminum prints. And you get all the details of the rubble. You know, you don't miss a detail on this piece, as it should be.
Yeah, that classic 90s style Magneto. We've even got a little bit of Kirby crackle kind of backlighting the magnetism powers. Just a lot of fun. And as you said, I really love the way that it's captured in such high fidelity, the blurred elements that really give a movement quality to the image. You can see all the way that it's sundering, the tiny little streaks of lightning breaking off the top.
All the lightning, all the rubble.
Extremely powerful Magneto. Now, this is also available as a giclée, so you can follow the link on your screen to check that out. But if you are in the market for one, highly recommend the HD aluminum format as well. Now, we're gonna take it over to a guy who knows, they don't call him Aluminum Man, but we've got the Iron Man Legacy art print by artist Chris Anka. Yeah, that one didn't test so well with audiences.
They didn't go with Aluminum Man.
This is one of many pieces we've done with Chris Anka, who again, great, amazingly sought after comic book artist. This is an original art print created for Sideshow, but you may remember we've also previously done pieces with him like the Heroes of the Spider-Verse, a Captain America Throughout the Ages, and even a Batman Legacy print.
Yes, and again, it does such a great job of really bringing the many forms of Iron Man, Tony Stark, from silver, gold, into the current age of him. I mean, and there's so many iconic suits.
Yeah, I think there are 20 in total, all the way up from the golden age to the modern moment. I mean, my personal favorite, I love the Thor Buster, because you guys everybody knows the Hulk Buster.
Of course.
I mean, but like, he has a contingency plan for Thor as well.
I mean, you've gotta.
And then the Model 42, because that was when I started kind of reading comics. That was the Marvel Now moment. But there are so many different suit designs, and these are based on the comic books. So if you are following the comic books, they call them models or marks in
specifically,
them. But 20 different Iron Man armors throughout the ages.
Yeah, and I don't think he specifically calls these like house party protocols as we saw in the MCU, but he does have contingencies for all of his various suits. And again, seriously, there are some of these that even me and Amy, who've been reading for years, were like, okay, where is this from?
I don't remember what it's called.
Without looking them up. But that's actually part of the fun of bringing some of these Chris Anka pieces, these legacy pieces, is you can really find an Iron Man piece, or in the instance of the Spider-Verse or Captain America, like your particular version, and then just sort of work outward.
Yeah.
And then just sort of read more and understand more about these pieces.
Like the most famous Tony Stark storylines, we've got Extremis in there, and then we've even got the modern Invincible Iron Man, Superior Iron Man, the Hydro armor, and all of his kind of classic suits as well when he was, just first getting started.
I do love the stealth suit, sort of like the Mark I up there, like the very first, like the golden, that's like golden age up there. I mean, it's great.
And I love that because it's kind of so far out of the center of where we've got the darker colors progressing up. It almost looks like a blueprint or a schematic, like the Howard Stark type rolls that out in the 40s kind of deal. Like it has a vintage feel to it, which that suit absolutely should have. So this is, again, Iron Man Legacy by Chris Anka, HD aluminum art print available, as well as giclée, both framed and unframed, so you can get that and add that to your Hall of Armor.
All right,
headed over here, we've got
some in a Hell's Kitchen a little bit.
Some more fancy people in red. Yeah, they're in New York too.
Fancy people in red.
That's you guys come here often?
They do. They live in Hell's Kitchen, maybe.
Oh, okay, great.
So yeah, this is Elektra and Daredevil, the fine art print. This is such a beautiful piece by Alex Garner.
You think they're headed on over to the Javits Center? Because that's right over there too.
Maybe. They don't have to park, so that's nice. One of my favorite details, and there's a lot of really great details on this piece. You can see these little brush strokes of red. It looks like sort of the path that they follow.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
And the only reason I bring that up is because I have some of Alex Garner's Doctor Strange work, and he's done very similar things where you can see the hand movements, and instead of drawing very detailed, it's more like impressionist of like, this is what, so it's just like a little red blur.
Yeah.
You know, like just a tiny little red blur, and it's sort of giving the impression of movement. And again, much like we saw in one of the earlier prints, just the skyline that we have in Hell's Kitchen is so much fun.
Yeah, an interesting choice to use the green to kind of contrast there. We see a lot of warmer and cooler tones, but the green gives it this almost like a crime noir kind of feel.
It's kind of like noxious gas looking.
It does also kind of feel like that. We've got Daredevil and Elektra entwined in their kind of deadly tango, their will they, won't they, enemies to lovers kind of deal. Love the thin strands of the billy clubs just kind of catching the moonlight there.
Okay, I don't know if I'm reaching here, but it's Alex Garner. Alex doesn't do anything on accident. But it almost looks like you've got an E for Elektra, and then the D.
Oh wow!
Right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. I can see that.
Alex, if that's
I will
not
give you that.
if that's not right, please send all your hate mail to Amy. Please and thank you. But yeah, this is such a fun piece. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely Hell's Kitchen. Like that's what I would think it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, just a really cool piece. Great for if you guys love their relationship, or you just a big fan of Daredevil. Just here again, Alex Garner does a fabulous job with that. So we're super happy to have this as part of our collection. Reppin' New York. Reppin'
New York. They're walking? What are they doing? They're parkour in here. So we have to, we're staying.
We're probably gonna get that in one more time before we finish the tour.
It's not gonna be the last time. So this is Moon Knight Vigilante.
Yes.
By Bill Sienkiewicz. Now this was based
another comic book legend.
Another comic book legend. I'm glad that Moon Knight's having a bit of a resurgence right now. He's having a bit of a moment, but this piece is actually from obviously the famous movie cover from Empire. It's a magazine. I'm not saying it's not Bill Sienkiewicz's normal style, but it's a lot more focused. Normally I see with Bill, we've done some of his work during some of these art galleries before, but it's normally like a little off center, but this is dead center.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of like his New Mutants pieces where it's a little more chaotic, but this...
It was a magazine cover, so you know...
Yeah, and this was a subscribers only cover that we can now carry as a fine art print for you. Bill Sienkiewicz pieces also come with a certificate of authenticity and hand signed as well, so if that's all the more reason to get it. It's very much keeping with the mystique of Moon Knight. We've got that really cool crescent moon that's almost framing him like a halo. We've got him with the crescent blades up front. We've got the Ankh. We've got the Khonshu kind of in the back there.
I love where he chose to illuminate as well on the crescent blades that he has, and also right on Mark Spector, Moon Knight's his face there as well. I mean, he did a really great job of almost giving like a moonlit perspective on this new fine art print.
And I really love that there's almost like a sponge. So where we've pointed out where you can see brush strokes, these almost have like a sponge-like texture to them, getting this kind of stippled texture in the corners. So even where we're not focused on the Fist of Khonshu, we've got all of this interesting texture and visual movement going on throughout as he emerges from the shadow in the moonlight.
Yeah, such an incredible piece. And we have another incredible piece here.
I'm gonna, actually real fast. I know we had Deadpool breaking the fourth wall over there, and I'm gonna let him finish, but SheHulk did it first.
She did do it first. It was the first, I had just met Amy years ago, and she said, hey, I don't know who you are, but SheHulk did it first. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and of course, before we get into this, if there's any information you'd like on any of these pieces, just follow the link below or side.show/NYCon.
I want to say that she is repping New York, but she's a Los Angeles girl as well.
True.
So, you know, she's got both sides here, so a perfect one to end on here. This is the SheHulk fine art print by artist John Keaveney. You may recognize he's done a couple of pieces of like Birds of Prey, he's done some Harley and Ivy with us, and now we've got this beautiful green gal, SheHulk, and she's not only breaking the fourth wall proverbially, but she's also slightly breaking out of the frame of the image. You guys can see that her series logo
so
is
cool.
breaking out of the borders of the panel.
Yeah, and we also have what it appears to be like poster that she's broken through.
Yeah, and so actually in
John
the
Byrne.
comics, she like licensed herself to be used in comics, and those were like admissible evidence in court. She-Hulk and the Fourth Wall and Law is super weird, but yeah, we've got a first issue debut when she was Savage before she became sensational.
This is such a cool piece, and again, that the green popping against, what is like that purple and the red that you also find in her bodysuit as well. And again, just like, and also the touch of these leaves underneath. It's just really fun. And I mean, I'm sure it's like there's some really deep cut comic reference and Amy will begin to tell us now.
Yeah, so the leaves symbolize, not a clue, but as Paul was mentioning with these colors, this brick color was also chosen as an homage to that sensational #1 cover.
Yeah, it's
just a great, fun, flirty piece, kind of blending her modern style with the hairdo, the kind of modernized version of her suit as well, with that kind of classic style that we know and love for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's all in the media now, and I think by the time this airs, to be like wrapping up, right? This is the perfect thing to bring into your collection and put next to your She-Hulk shrine. Well,
I got one.
We know you've got a She-Hulk shrine. Thank you all so much for joining us. And again, as I've said a couple of times, if you have any questions about any of these, please ask our moderator in the chats. You can follow the links below, or simply just head to side.show/NYCon. It is not too late to register for $10 in rewards and all sorts of other benefits.
Thank you for joining us for this event. This is Paul's last walkthrough.
It is. I'm finally rid of Amy. But Amy, of
course.
Tell
me how you really feel.
I just did. But before, tell me how you feel. What was your favorite? We always do this, and I think people like to know because we get to be so close to some of these.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Yasha piece, just because I love the raindrops just starting. I love the color of the flowers matching her eyes, and again, just
remind us of the artist.
That is Robson Michelle. So that is part of our Critical Role collection. Yasha Nidoran, champion of the Stormlord.
Absolutely.
How about you?
I think I'm going Elektra and Daredevil by Alex Garner.
Nice, good
Alex
choice.
Garner just has like a special place in my heart because he's done multiple Doctor Stranges, and I love that particular
You're
Daredevil.
easy to please in that respect.
Yeah.
So everybody else, that's your task, is draw some Doctor Stranges and get in Paul's good graces.
Yep, and let us know in the chats what have been your favorites that you've seen. Are there any on the website that you would like to see in an art gallery? And maybe when we do the next one, we'll get it. We'll get it in here, be super backlit, and Amy will be with some other person that's not me.
He's like, yeah, you guys tell them what to do next time.
Yep.
I'm not involved.
Exactly.
But it'll be great. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, you can check out these and even more art prints on art.sideshow.com. You can check out those gallery wrapped canvases, those HD aluminum formats. Sometimes we even have skateboard decks.
We sure do.
And woodblock prints, so you'll want to check all of that out. Thank you to the art print department for giving us all these awesome prints and for, again, bringing you guys such awesome art, from variant covers to original arts, collaborating with world-renowned artists and designers. Thank you to the video team, to cameraman Sam and Alan, and we got Michael in the back, making sure that all of this is running for you guys, and all the team that's putting on New York Con. And thank you guys for joining us, because again, we wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you guys.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Please have a fun and safe rest of your New York Con, wherever you're watching it from, and most importantly, don't forget to let your geek side show. Goodbye, everyone.
Next time.
Fourth wall break, Amy. I should have went with my right leg. I'm sorry.